shit.
And that's the one where I had. There was a draw. It was a no contest, and I got air vac to Scottsdale.
I'd love to be good at it enough where I could do it by myself. Have you done by yourself?
Yeah, 245 times.
Ooh, he's a jumper.
I'll be going again on my birthday on Monday.
I wanted it to look like Vivienne Westwood and Mick Jagger had a baby.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's in your head.
So a little glamour, a little rock and roll.
Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to our YouTube and podcast series that we call Move the Needle. My name is Matthew Blades.
And I'm Steve Putz.
Here we go, man. This is episode number 73. We're live in Ahwatukee at the Bunker.
Wearing my Christmas attire where we're filming this. It's almost a Christmas thing.
Yeah,
I'm being facetious. Doesn't look anything
you look like
this.
you're ready for a round of golf, quite
frankly.
frankly.
Well, since we're here, I figured I'll look the part.
Yeah. Well, you should.
Yeah.
Boy, what a great show we've got today. I am so interested in talking to all three of our guests today. So first up, we're going to be sitting down with this dude named Jay. And what's interesting about him is he's a jiu-jitsu guy, but he trains like bouncers, security, professional MMA fighters. Like,
UFC, yeah, exactly. The whole thing.
Very interested to see what this guy knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I texted him on the side and I said, how quick could you knock me out?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Like 1 second.
Probably in
That's
a second.
my guess.
We're also going to sit down today with Trystan, who's a coach. He's into real estate. He's into investing. Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing about him is he's really embracing AI for the investment side of things.
Interesting. I didn't read about that, but
oh my gosh. It'll be interesting to, yeah, for sure. And then finally, if anybody stepped foot inside the Posh Revival, you know what a great place that is. And we're going to have the woman that owns it today, Piña, on the show a little bit later on.
I've heard great things about it. Haven't been there. I heard it's the place where the women hang out.
I got to go because I was doing a little bit of reading on all the things that they sell, and it looks like absolutely bomb stuff, right?
Okay.
Like Lulu, Tiffany, all the kinds of all the brands.
And you got a wife that she wears probably all that stuff.
Love that,
there you
right?
Go.
Now I just need to see if she's into consignment and thrift clothes, and if she is, we're golden.
You're there.
Real quick before we jump in today, I just want to say thanks again to Culture Infinity. Obviously, we were just there last week. What a great place! It was awesome to record there.
Amazing, and the partnership. It's going to be a long-term partnership with the show, and we're just excited to have them. And a luxury brand, great people. The GM Henry, well, you got to hear from him.
Good dude. Also, Kim at Tutor Doctor, she continues to be a partner for us. And here's the thing, we can't do this without them, right?
No, we need them.
And we are so grateful. And by the way, we should just mention while we're out there, if you watch this show and you're somebody who's got a small business or a bigger business and you like, this is the kind of show I'd like to support. This is the kind of show I'd like to be a part of. Well, we invite you to reach out and see what that looks like.
Let us know. Well, first of all, if you have an interesting story, which a lot of people do, we'd love to have you on. And then besides that, we'd love to promote your business in the community.
All right, so how about this? We'll take a quick break. You're going to see a couple of promotional announcements from two of our favorite partners. And then when we come back, I'm going to get choked out by Jay Pages. We'll see you in a minute.
1 second, yes.
Yeah, right.
Buying or selling a home is one of the most important decisions you're going to make, so you deserve someone who truly cares about your journey. I'm Amy Richardson with the Savvy Realty Group and HomeSmart. Living and raising my family in Ahwatukee for nearly 20 years, this community isn't just where I work, it's my home. Growing up in the Midwest, I learned early the importance of connections and relationships. These values shape everything I do. From our initial conversation to long after you've settled into your new home, I'm here to provide ongoing support and guidance. From staging to cutting-edge marketing strategies, we expertly showcase your home to sell swiftly for the highest possible price. So if you're ready to buy or sell, please reach out to me. And remember, important decisions require savvy solutions.
At Vero Chicago Pizza Ahwatukee, we focus on quality and a great pizza experience.
With over 30 years in the business, we've perfected our craft to bring you the best. Our pizzas are made with top quality ingredients, creating rich flavors that capture the essence of Chicago-style pizza. And our family recipes like the homemade meatballs and Italian beef sandwich add a special touch to our menu. Enjoying a meal at Vero is about more than just food. It's about making memories with friends and family in a welcoming space.
Join us at Vero Chicago Pizza Ahwatukee and taste the difference for yourself.
But Welcome back. This is it, episode number 73. We're live from the bunker at Foothills Golf Club, and as promised, Jay Page is right here next to us.
Yes, and for the audience, yes, he already took him down 1 second. Matthew's been down and back up and ready to go.
I've been revived. I had a little bit of the smelling salts, and I'm good to go
I
now.
won the bet 1 second he took him out.
So, Jay, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, it's
I'm
great
glad
to have you here.
Glad to be here.
So, Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, 98 brand, martial artist, coach, competitor. You train bouncers, security people, professional MMAs. How in the world did you get into this?
So I've actually been involved in the martial arts since I was 4.
4?
Yeah, I probably didn't take it seriously till I was closer to 10. But I was horrible at really. What it boiled down to, I was horrible at ball sports.
Got it.
I mean, I was okay. I played baseball when I was younger. I loved baseball, played soccer, but still, I really didn't excel at it.
Isn't that such a great thing to hear? It's so refreshing, man.
Just didn't find my groove. Yeah.
I like the idea that I'm not good at ball and puck sports. There's so much else out there for people. They don't need to throw a ball.
No, my hand-eye coordination really sucked.
Yeah.
I was too small for football. I was too short for basketball, but I could kick the heck out of a ball, but I still wasn't good at it.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, it was honestly, it was something that was involved with my family growing up. My uncles, my dad.
All into martial arts.
Yeah, in various things. I had uncles that were into boxing. Had other uncles that were into kung fu and other uncles that were into stick fighting, and so my dad was more into stick fighting and that's what I started out in.
So I was reading about this guy. I mean, look, I got to read this because it's really impressive. So you graduate from WIU, you got an MBA in marketing, but here's where it gets interesting. He holds the rank of second-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, second-degree black belt in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, first-degree black belt in Judo, second-degree black belt in submission, and which is a Japanese hybrid of catch wrestling.
Yes.
Explain this. We're going to work backwards. A Japanese version of what's catch wrestling?
So I have to actually update that on my website. I'm actually 4th degree now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for being honest. Thanks for being honest.
Second degree in judo, and 3rd degree in submission arts wrestling.
Okay.
And so basically, catch wrestling was, to sum it up really quick, it's basically where what we know as folk style, freestyle wrestling today, that's like its grandfather. You know, that's where all the wrestling that we know today came from.
Got it.
And kind of inadvertently, what we know is also WWF and our professional wrestling also came from catch wrestling.
Got it.
Yeah. So, but basically, it's like take everything in wrestling that's illegal, make it legal. And then some, and then you got catch wrestling.
I was going to say, it sounds like no holds bar, right? Like you said,
exactly. And that's where the term no holds barred came from, was from catch wrestling.
Really?
So basically, the rule sets kind of dictated a lot of the type of sports that they had in catch wrestling. But the most rough and tumble type of catch wrestling was it was called no holds barred. So basically, you could do any hold. Whether it's a fish hook or
till somebody taps out, you could do anything.
It was pretty brutal back
then.
Yeah.
Well, I watched this video clip the other day on Instagram, and this guy was showing about the power of some of these arm locks and leg locks that they do. Yeah. And he had 3 baseball bats under his arm, and he put these baseball. Have you seen this?
Yep.
He puts 3 wooden baseball bats in an arm lock, and he snaps all 3 of them.
So he could snap your head off.
He could snap your arm, your leg, anything. They could break, they could crush it. So that leads me to this question.
Sure.
Have you ever suffered a brutal injury, or have you ever really gotten seriously injured from this sport?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Short of something accidental or just overuse, no.
Okay.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, right.
But just overuse injuries and just accidental injuries that kind of are par for the course.
Okay.
But something major, no.
Yeah, you've never been in the ring and had a leg snapped or something crazy like that.
I've done it to other people, but not me.
Ooh, what have you done?
So I actually fought in the very first mixed martial arts event ever held here in Arizona.
Talk to me.
I was in the grassroots of Jiu-Jitsu and MMA here in Arizona back in the mid-90s. The very first cage fight I had, it was I was actually the first fight of that night too. It went all 3 rounds, and somewhere in the 3 rounds, I talked to my opponent later at another event. I actually fractured his femur.
Ooh.
So just one good kick, and I guess that was it.
That was the end of it.
I've seen those guys. I mean, those kicks are powerful. You hit them in the right spot, they go right down.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because that is such an interesting thing. And my kids are really into the UFC and all that stuff now. So I'm learning a little bit more about it. And I'm learning about the power of kicking people in certain areas of their body.
Yeah.
Because it can shut down functions.
A lot.
So
a lot.
give me what you know. What do you know about that?
So basically, it's a strategy for Muay Thai, and the school that I came up in under in Muay Thai, we were very heavy leg kickers.
Okay.
Because it's one of the theory of it, if you take out the leg, they can't walk, they can't fight.
You lose your balance,
your foundation,
you lose the power in your punches, because everything comes from the ground through your feet, your legs.
Later, right? Yeah.
Everything comes from the ground and through the legs, and if you take that out, then
it's hard to work.
Yep.
So what areas are you trying to kick? I always see in the MMA they're always kicking people in the high calf.
Yeah, the high calf.
And then they're kicking them on the side of the leg.
Yes. So high calf, the calf is a more recent adaptation for kicks, but it was typically the IT band. That's the IT band from between the knee and the hip has been always the most sensitive part. And there's a sweet spot, that is a really big sweet spot, where it's just, it doesn't even have to be a really hard kick, but when you hit it, it just takes everything out of you.
I've seen the guys go. I know the kick you're talking about. They go. Go right down.
And the way Muay Thai fighters are trained, they're swinging their leg like a baseball bat. So it's just, imagine if you take a baseball bat, swing it, and it's that same type of swing and rotational power that we get, like you're getting hit in the leg.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's here's what's so fascinating to me about it, because from the outside looking in, it can look like the most brutal sport on planet Earth.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, there's also a ton of discipline that comes from it. And there's a lot of respect for the sport and for the others that play in it. Yep. Talk about that, that double-edged sword there.
So there are so many things that not just physically going on, but even emotionally.
Yeah, okay.
And through the training, it's in the repetitiveness of just getting beat up and beating somebody up. It's over time you kind of develop a tougher skin, and we all come to an agreement that we're both coming into this knowing we're gonna do something really hard and damaging. We're gonna do something that's gonna hurt, but it's because we're trying to make each other better.
Yeah.
And being able to do that repetitively, day in, day out, especially when we're preparing for fights, it gets us mentally and emotionally strong. It helps us make it easier to put our emotions in check. There are some people, it's when they first start out, that the first one good hit, it's everything just goes, and they're just see red, and they're just so angry.
Oh, okay.
Right?
You have to learn to get hit.
Exactly. And just so we mentally, through the training in itself, you mentally get stronger. Mm-hmm. You learn to deal with the frustrations. You learn to deal with the pressure, and you learn to deal with being uncomfortable. And that's one of the things, everyone wonders, why am I into jiu-jitsu? Because I'm super claustrophobic. And it's
all tight space.
Yeah, exactly. I'm well, I got really good at not letting people
get too close.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, and again, because of that, that's one of the facets of whether it's jiu-jitsu, wrestling, or MMA, is that we work really hard at being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Okay. Which translates to life, right?
Yeah.
And it helps you adapt. And so, go ahead.
I want to follow, because we're talking a lot about strength, but I've read that your core philosophy is technique conquers all.
Yeah.
In your academy, outside the mats in life or business, where do you see people relying on strength or ego instead of technique?
So, where I see that in life and in business, it's just when they let their emotions get the best of them. Whether if it's maybe someone poaching a student or a member or taking business away from someone else. They let the emotions get the best of them, and the decisions that they choose to make, whether it's through their business or interactions with other people, ends up getting the best of them and turns out bad for them. You know, so
Makes
like
a lot of sense.
so instead of like they basically let their emotions dictate like the decision making processes, regardless of what it is that they're doing in their business or with their members or the business itself.
Yeah.
They may choose to, you know, say, screw it, I'm going to do this to this guy in this gym. I'm going to poach, you know, I'm going to take this person, that person. And then whether they do it successfully or not, it just still ends up looking bad, builds a bad reputation for them, and kind of attaches that stigma to them, and it just follows them. You
Yeah,
know?
for
So-
sure.
And it's the Jiu-Jitsu MMA community is such a small community, and as big as it is, it's still very relatively small compared to other sports.
What is the average person on the street? I'm gonna just say me, Steve. Like,
Yep.
what? You know, I've never been in a fight in my
Yeah.
life. Like, have you ever been in a fight?
Do I have to? Yeah, many.
Many.
Yeah.
But when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
When you were a kid.
No, okay. We'll
How
talk about
old
this
were
after. Do you mean on
Yeah,
camera?
like I want to know.
Okay, but me and my friends got in actually a big brawl in the Scottsdale bar, and we were like in our mid-20s.
Okay.
That's pretty old.
Like fists.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
knockdown,
like,
drag
like
out.
I've never hit anybody.
My brother
and nobody's
lost.
ever...
My brother lost his front tooth. Yeah, my
Stop.
businessman brother. Yeah. he's
Okay.
Still
So,
so.
other than Steve,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do in a
Yeah.
fight. I got to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I would have no clue. Is there a foundational 1, 2, 3 sequence that you think most people should understand?
Honestly, short of like actually coming in to train, your 1, 2, 3 sequence would be to just avoid it altogether.
Avoid
Yes.
it all.
I was gonna say
usually-
walk
that's-
away.
That's
Yeah.
what I do. That's
Walk
what I
away
do.
is the
Yeah.
smartest thing.
And it's funny is like I even take that into my classes. Like when somebody asks me, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of that? Or what happens if they do this? What happens if they do that?
Yeah.
Even though I'm like joking around and saying, just don't get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's always going to be the best policy. Avoidance is always going to be the best policy.
Okay.
Whether it's in a fight on the street or something that's happening in a match or a fight in itself, avoidance is always going to be your
Does your strategy change based on body type?
yes.
Okay. In what ways?
So basically, height, weight, athletic attributes, or like speed,
Okay.
strength, they
Yeah.
all dictate the strategies.
Okay.
And because like in a tournament structure, we don't know who we're gonna face until the brackets are made.
Right.
And even when the brackets are made, it's like there's like almost 100 people in our division. It's impossible to know what type of body that we're going to be going against in the first, second, or sixth match. So the thing that we have to do is just basically work on our game, our strategies, and not worry about kind of like adhering to somebody else's body type or physical attributes.
Okay. Just
You know,
run your
go
race.
with your game
right?
plan.
Yeah. Go with
Kinda-
your game plan.
and like impose our game plan regardless of body type.
on them.
Yeah.
Huh. Fascinating stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you retired undefeated.
Yeah.
Like, so you've never lost. You don't
Yep.
even know what that
I had
feeling.
one draw.
Yeah.
I had one draw, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't even know the feeling of losing in the ring.
So in the ring, in jiu-jitsu matches, yes, I've
Yeah.
lost quite a bit, but MMA, no.
Yeah, right. What a thing to be able to say about yourself.
I
Now,
mean,
yeah, go
it
ahead.
was during a time where like it wasn't as like organized and as sophisticated as it is today.
for sure.
Like I remember one fight that I had. It was in Mesa. They didn't even have a ring doctor.
Oh shit.
And that's the one where I had. It was a draw. It was a no contest, and I got air vac to Scottsdale.
Ooh,
I got punched in the throat.
couldn't you have
Where?
problem breathing?
Where?
Like right, I would have said
So
like
I
right
took
here.
a hockey puck in the
Yeah.
throat one time, and it was really serious. Like
Yeah.
I was in the hospital. I couldn't talk for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was a really big deal.
Yeah, the talking was hard. Like breathing was hard because what happened was, I got punched in the throat. I turned to my belly, and the guy continued to punch me in the back of the head. So, and the ref was just standing there watching. Like,
Jeez,
yeah, The only doctor that was in the building was my uncle,
Oh my goodness.
and they almost didn't let him in the cage, but
relative.
because he had nothing to do with the event.
Yeah,
but
right,
my
right.
uncle forced himself in there. Thank God, because one of my coaches, he had a pocket knife and a big pen.
They were ready to cut you open.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow,
Yeah.
man, that's crazy.
Yep.
That's a pretty serious injury.
That's
Yeah, getting back
serious
to our
injury.
earlier question, that's a pretty serious injury.
Yeah, so it's something that a lot of people from back, like a lot of people in the MMA community that were around back then still remember today.
Man,
It still comes up every now and then.
that's so good.
I got
Yeah.
a question on this
Yeah.
competitiveness.
Yeah.
What separates the competitors who win once from those who sustain excellence like yourself that continue to win?
The consistency.
Okay.
The consistency in what they're doing and actually making conscious efforts in development. Skill, whether it's skill or behavior development, and the consistency in not just their technical but their physical attributes.
So you're saying that basically somebody can, like anybody can train, maybe get lucky.
It's any given Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday you win, but to do that week after week,
Consistently,
that would
yeah.
that wouldn't happen unless you were dedicated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
How much training do you have to put in before a fight?
So we set out our camps for my athletes at least 3 months.
Okay.
And it's at least 5 to 6 days a week, about 2.5 hours of training in the gym, and then I actually leave the strength and conditioning stuff to themselves, because when they come into the gym, I don't want to waste too much time on like physical preparation. The physical preparation comes with the technical work.
That's
and
the homework.
drilling.
Yeah.
And the sparring and the games that we play for skill and behavior development.
Okay. I got a few rapid fire questions
Sure.
for you. What is jiu-jitsu in like a few words?
So jiu-jitsu is controlling our opponent and immobilizing, so it leads to either a strangulation or a break.
Okay. All right.
Pretty serious.
What is judo in a few words?
Judo is like jiu-jitsu, but just throwing. Everything's on the front, like getting the match from standing to the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you want to be on the ground.
Yeah.
I was reading that you have programs for men, women, and children.
Yep.
What are you doing for women?
So actually, the women's program is ran by my wife.
Oh.
My wife is actually.
So she can kick that ass too.
Yeah.
Don't mess with her.
She's actually the third homegrown female black belt in Arizona.
Wow.
So
Okay. There's a history there.
So she runs it. She has complete autonomy over it. So basically, she still follows the same program that the rest of the athletes run or the students go through, just with her flair, coming from a female's point of view.
Yeah. Sure.
Because they have to approach jiu-jitsu in a completely different way, because they're typically smaller and weaker, and women do things. They have things that could be a hindrance or also could be an advantage.
Yeah, I would think so.
And the strategies that they apply are also a lot different than someone that's like my size or bigger.
Okay.
So girls will tend to use their legs more because it's the strongest part of the body, and it's the one thing that they get to use against someone that's a lot bigger.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense. What are you doing for kids?
Kids, they also follow the same thing as the other students, but it's more game-based.
Oh,
So-
gamifying the whole thing.
Exactly. And, I've been very heavily into ecological dynamics and psychology, and basically it's a study of human movement and how the human body and brain actually, in reality, develops skill and behavior for situations. And professional sports have been using this forever. Hockey, football, baseball. Jiu-jitsu is just a little late to the party.
Yeah.
I've known coaches in NHL that have been they've been using it for the past 15, 20 years. And I have a lot of former NFL players that have also had their coaches utilizing ecological dynamics in their sports training.
Yeah. Can you define that a little bit?
Yeah, what is
for,
that? Ecological
simpler,
dynamics?
yes.
So basically, it's how, like, we're basically taught in everything where rote repetition is what we do for skill development. But there's a lot of assumptions that have to be made when we're learning a certain particular skill, whether it's physical or mental or anything like that. So basically what we're trying to do is we're adding different variables into the game, into a game itself, to make it more realistic. So basically, let's say, for example, with, let's say, basketball, hockey, or soccer, for example. Like we've come up in sports where, there's line drills or there's cone drills, or we're just shooting baskets, right? So the way ecological dynamics or that methodology of skill development will come into play is, let's say in basketball, instead of just going to the 3-point line and just shooting baskets, okay, one game that we can play is like, okay, start at the half court.
Got it. So you're kind of in motion.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Sprint to the 3-point line, dead stop, then shoot.
Then pan.
It completely changes the dynamics of how you're going to shoot, and it's also going to change the dynamics of how successful that shot's going to be, because you're coming to a dead stop off a sprint versus just standing there.
And you're never going to be standing there. It's more game sim, right?
Exactly. So, like, you think, like, how much of a basketball game is actually played at a free throw line?
Right.
Very
right.
small part.
Yeah, right.
Right? Then adding more variables to the game to make it more representative of the game. Now let's add another player trying to take the ball while you're sprinting to the 3-point line, then shooting it.
Right.
Then throw somebody in front of you jumping to try to block the shot.
Exactly.
Levels.
Exactly.
I love that.
And that's why, like, even in hockey, when they run plays, football when they run plays, soccer when they run plays, they're doing the same thing. They're going through certain patterns. They have a task at hand, while the other player also has a very specific task. So you're placing constraints on a very specific situation that will create a skill of either, let's say, shooting a goal at an angle versus shooting a goal straight on.
Yeah. I love this. USA Hockey is talking a lot about this right now, and constraints.
And what's funny is, like, I just listened to a podcast, a Jiu-Jitsu podcast. He's a coach for the San Jose Sharks.
Okay.
And he's been using ecological dynamics at all levels of coaching, whether he's coaching kids, all the way to the NHL.
To the NHL.
And he's also a jiu-jitsu brown belt, and he also applies the ecological dynamics with his classes as well. So we're a little, like, jiu-jitsu and MMA is a little late to the game, but it's something that's been studied since the late 1800s.
Amazing, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, as we wind down, what do you got?
I got one.
Fun
question. Here we go.
Yeah.
If someone trained jiu-jitsu for 6 months the right way, what would change first? Their body, their confidence, or the way they handle pressure?
I would say the way they handle pressure, which will lead into their confidence.
Why?
It's because, again, they learn how to deal with that pressure.
Okay.
They learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because at first it's such a novel thing for them, and once it's not so novel, over time, they learn to say it's okay. They're okay in this scenario position. They're okay with this pressure, and nothing bad could happen. They could always stop when they want to stop. And it's not the end of the world. They're not going to die. They're not going to get hurt. Everything's in their control.
Gotcha.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, look, Jay Page's Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, you guys can find them there in South Tempe near that Coca-Cola plant right off of near Elliott Road, right?
Yep, and I-10.
And we'll link to them in our website. But, men, women, kids who are looking to get involved, and maybe your kids, just like Jay was when he was younger, just not good at ball sports. I just love that you said that so much, because we were so damn one-dimensional. It's like they got to play baseball, basketball or soccer or football
Yep.
or hockey, right? But there's so many
Other
other things
options.
out there.
Yep.
And Jay's one of them. So appreciate you stopping
Yes.
by.
No, thanks for
you.
having me,
Yeah.
guys.
Great
Good
education
chat.
there.
No, I appreciate it.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me, guys.
All right, we will take a quick break, and when we come back, Trystan will be in that hot seat. We're going to talk to him about real estate and investing. Hang tight.
For over 2 decades, Culture Infinity has believed luxury begins with how you're treated. From the moment you walk in, you're welcomed by experts who know luxury and value relationships. And our white glove service meets you the moment you arrive. Simple, friendly, and effortless. We're more than a dealership. We're part of this community, committed to giving back, supporting families, and earning your trust. Infinity's award-winning lineup, designed for families, for drivers, for those who expect more. Coulter Infinity, a dealership that cares. Come experience the difference.
Hi, I'm Kim Selchin, owner of Tutor Doctor of Ahwatukee, Chandler, and Gilbert. We understand every student is unique, which is why we meet them where they feel most at ease, whether online, at home, or in a public space. Our academic coaching is designed to help even the brightest students overcome organizational challenges, sharpen study skills, and build confidence, empowering them to achieve their best. From kindergarten to adult, we believe every student can be successful. We also have expert SAT and ACT coaches to help teens with college admissions and scholarships. I'm excited to learn how we can partner with your family to help today's learners become tomorrow's successful adults.
Well, welcome back to episode number 73 of our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. Before we jump into it with Trystan, just want to say thanks to Amy Richardson from the Savvy Realty Group, huge sponsor of our show and has been from day
Love
one.
Amy. Yes.
The other people that have been day one sponsors, Vero Pizza,
Yes.
just down the street, where I see a Vero Pizza in my future tonight.
Everybody loves it. It's one of the favorite spots.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
If you haven't, try the cauliflower crust. Ask for it to be extra crispy. It's a game changer.
Try anything there,
Yeah,
really.
no, you're
honestly.
right. All right, so just Trystan Trenberth, I actually just got reunited with you, and
Yep.
after you said that, it was like, oh yeah, this is familiar to me. But we had met along the way at the Banner Children's Charity Golf Classic. He was out there supporting it. I was out there supporting it for a number of years. You're a very interesting bird, right? You got your hands in a few different pots, which must feel good. A British-born polymath entrepreneur, real estate investor, transformational coach, soon-to-be author of the new book, Midlife to Millions. There's so much to jump into. I think the first thing that I have to know is, born in Britain, moved to the States when?
2005.
5. And what prompted the move?
I was married to an American in 2003.
Okay.
Fell pregnant, and that's the term they use.
Yeah.
And decided to have the baby here.
Okay.
And moved here at that point.
All right. Do you miss Britain, or do you get
I
back?
missed it a lot. I was there, got back here on Thursday night. I went
Okay.
back for a couple of weeks with my kids, and it was a really great couple
Are
of
they
weeks.
dual citizens, so they go
They
back
are.
and forth? That's great.
Yeah.
What a cool thing for them to be able to
Yeah.
grow up that way. What is a polymath?
So it's somebody that's clearly, or somebody that's talented in many areas, I suppose.
Okay.
Knowledgeable and
Because I know what a
experienced in many
polyglot
areas.
is, right? Where you
Right.
can speak lots of languages. I just
Right.
was, never heard the expression
So
polymath.
yeah, I hadn't before. Somebody mentioned it to me. I said, "Oh, what's that?"
Run with
I
it.
said,
Sounds
"Well,
good.
yeah."
It sounds
I love
good,
it.
right?
It sounded
Yeah.
impressive, so it's on the sheet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Entrepreneur. We're going by one. What's the first business you ever resurrected?
So the first business I put together, really was kind of a paper round business, just delivering papers, I suppose, from an entrepreneurial point of view.
Yeah.
Getting out there probably at the age of 11, 12 years old, just delivering newspapers, making money, and building some income. That then spread to, I did some fundraising for a friend of mine's. It was a charity of nurses called the Macmillan Nurses that look after cancer patients in the UK. And I did a sponsored skydive for them at the age of 18.
Sponsored skydive?
Skydive, yeah,
So
parachute jump.
You
in the
did.
UK.
You did the jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it was
Have you ever
amazing.
jumped?
I did.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
I thought it was awesome, but I really decided it was one and done after the time.
Oh,
So
really?
I did it once, and that was it. I thought I was going to do it more, and I
I'd
just
love to
never
be
did.
good at it enough where I could do it by myself. Have you done by yourself?
Yeah, 245 times.
Ooh, he's a jumper.
I'll be going again on my birthday on Monday.
So where do you go? Where's a good place
Eloy.
to...
Skydive, Arizona is the biggest, busiest drop
Eloy.
zone in the world, yeah. If
Okay.
you ever go, that's the place to go.
I skydived in San Diego, which was beautiful too.
I bet that's a great view.
Well, that's the only perspective I had.
All right, cool.
It was amazing.
Done. I want to
Yeah.
take my kids,
they
because
wanna do it?
Well, my oldest does for sure. My youngest is not so sure, but
Yeah.
my
What
oldest is 19.
What
he's
does the
ready.
wife say? Go ahead.
Yeah, she's like fine.
She's into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
she doesn't want to do it, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
For some reason, I didn't tell my mom before I did. I thought she would have tried to talk me out of it.
Yeah.
So the people 245 times. This is significant. I mean, you're good at jumping out of airplanes.
Yeah, so I did I can't remember the year. It was probably 95 and 96. I did 8 jumps over 2 summers. They were static lines, so from a lower altitude. Always wanted to do the free fall course and never got round to it. And then it was a little over 2 years ago. I thought, Christ, I'm coming up for 48 years old. Either I'm going to do it or I'm not.
Right.
And there was no doubt that I was going to miss out on the opportunity. So, in fact, it was 2 years ago on the 21st, I did ground school. Did my first jump about the 28th of December, I think it was.
From what altitude?
13,500 feet.
Okay. 'Cause that's pretty standard, right? 12, 13,000, that's typically where people jump from.
Yeah, because it's just below where you need oxygen. So it's as high as you can go before, costs go up a little bit.
Makes sense. What do you love about skydiving?
Extremely present in the moment.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters at that time. And
You
it's
are
just
pretty
pure
focused.
Clarity, yeah. I took my eldest once for her 18th birthday when she was 19. She's been, I think my youngest might be up for it as well.
That's so cool.
She's 18 now.
For me, I always tell people, like, it's a little terrifying when you're at the chute and you're getting ready to go out. But man, when that chute opens up, it's so quiet and peaceful up there. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And when you shout, there's nothing to reflect your voice other than the canvas canopy above your head. That's what I remember from when I was 18, because I was shouting with excitement.
Yeah.
It was like everything. It was like you had fingers in your ears, because all you could hear was through your, conduction of your voice through your bone.
I have an amazing memorabilia from it. I had mine. There's a VH tape. I had mine videoed.
Yeah.
With Van Halen blasting in the background. So I showed my kids. They were like, "This is cool, Dad. You were cool." So anyways, I do have one and done, but good memories about it. I know you mentioned the Midlife to Millions. I've got a question on that.
Let's spend some time talking about that.
It challenges how people think about retirement.
Yeah.
What's the most dangerous lie mid-career professionals tell themselves about being safe financially?
It's going to be okay. And being blind to the fact that what is the bank account balance? What is your weight in the morning? Once a week, just measure yourself. You've got to measure these things consistently so you know where the trajectory is going. If you're on an upward trajectory for weight, well, you need to watch what you're eating, maybe exercise a bit more, balance those two things. As far as investments, maybe you need to move things around, maybe you need to reconsider. And a lot of the things is most people are sold on mutual funds, ETFs, stocks and bonds, where that's really one asset class of itself. It's not a diverse portfolio of asset classes. You're in one asset class with maybe different categories within, whereas I want to be able to help people understand there are multiple asset classes. I mean, precious metals are one of those. Gold and silver are very popular.
I know, they're just
real estate,
off the charts
oil and
right
gas.
now.
There are many different asset classes that have different benefits and drawbacks depending on where the economy is in a cycle. When oil and gas is expensive, you're making a lot more money in that area, where you may not be making so much in stocks and bonds in other areas because maybe things are costing more, inflation's going on. And you've got to not just buy and sell emotionally, and that's a big thing as well, is especially with this crypto thing, everyone's looking for a great, get rich quick scheme. They emotionally, it's going up, I'm going to buy some. It's going down, I'm going to sell it. Same with stocks and shares. Unless you've got a really long-term thing, Warren Buffett, if he had waited 5 years to invest his first time, he would have had less than half the money he has now.
Wow.
Half the value of the net worth. Yeah, because of the power of compounding.
Yeah.
Depends on what the growth rate is. Generally 5 to 7 years is when you double the value.
So here's a question for you. If the book is soon to come out, called Midlife to Millions, and it is about helping people invest and make these profitable deals. I know that's what you do.
Yeah.
Relocating your capital, reclaiming your financial freedom. If somebody's sitting on what is this? What is a good amount of money to, if I'm sitting on $100,000 that I can be flexible with right now and invest? Where are you sending people with?
It's how long's a piece of string? It's unique to every person.
It is, okay.
If you have a very high active income and you're paying lots of tax, then maybe offsetting that in passive income streams where you can get depreciation, maybe cost segregation, where you can offset the tax that you're paying the government.
Got it.
And then you can reinvest that at a faster rate into maybe more passive or other asset classes. That's maybe the way forward there. if you've got a lot of passive income, you're not paying a lot of tax. There's not a lot of benefit in investing in more of that to balance things out. Maybe there's something more active that you might want to do. Maybe flip properties, flip houses, which gives you a larger gain, but you're going to pay more tax, but you've already got the offset here. Because some people that are buying more and more rental properties, they're wasting the depreciation because they don't have enough active income to offset. So they've just got a growing amount of tax offset that they're never going to use. So that's really wasting an opportunity. It's the same as you buying a coffee at Starbucks every day. You know, 5 4s, you know, $20 a week, maybe $30 a week you spend there. 4 6 is $240 a month. What could you have invested with $240 a month over 30 years? Even if you just got a 6% return, that could be $80,000 to $90,000. That the opportunity between what the actual dollars spent was and the return you could have got it, just even at a very simple thing. Einstein said it's the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. You're either paying it if you don't understand it, or you're making it if you do understand it.
So help us understand it a little bit more.
So compounding interest is, let's start with simple interest.
Okay.
$100,000, you're paying 5% interest. You're paying $5,000 a year, but you're not paying the principal down. So the principal balance remains the same. So if you have a mortgage, that's known as amortizing interest until death is the translation roughly. So you're paying interest until it dies, but it's front loaded with interest. That first mortgage payment of $2,000 you make, probably $1,980 in the first month is interest, $20 is principal. When you get to the other end, to the last payment, it's probably $20 of interest and $1,980 of principal.
Okay.
So you've got that scale. In the opposite direction, when you're receiving the interest, which is compound interest, then you're gaining value on the accruing value of the interest. So if you make 5% on the first year on $100,000, now you got $105,000. The second year, now you're making 5% interest on $105,000. So that grows at a much greater rate than just receiving $5,000 a year, which is just based on the $5,000 that you receive as a flat fee. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Compounding, compounding interest. I mean, it's ruling. I mean, that's we live under this with the mortgages. I mean, we're all, we're paying, and they say, actually, a question on that: should you pay off your mortgage, or does that also depend because of the interest deduction? Because again, as you're saying, you're constantly paying interest up front. You come into some money, however you get from an inheritance, from the Powerball, whatever. Would it behoove somebody to pay off their mortgage right away or take that interest deduction?
It's also subjective, but generally no. If you've got a 10% interest rate and the interest rate's 7.5% now, it makes sense to pay it off but get another loan at 7.5%. And the fact that the interest rate has gone down probably means that there's appreciation on the property. Now you've got more equity, so now you've got a lower loan-to-value ratio on the loan, so that's better for the bank. It's safer. It's a rate and term as well rather than a new loan. So in that case, you're probably going to get a lower payment. Well, you're definitely going to get a lower payment from 10 to 7.5% or 7.5 to 5. So that way, why would you pay off a loan that you're making less payments towards as far as that? Then think of inflation being 4 to 9% a year. The dollar is worth less and less every year, so the dollar you're paying off in 10 years is worth less than the dollar you paid this year. So it's an ever-decreasing value of the dollars you're earning because of inflation you're making more. So why would you pay off a loan on a property that you've had for 5 years? Now the property's worth 15% more. Why would you go and buy another house and now get a bigger payment for the same loan-to-value ratio? But leverage is important. Leverage is very important. If you've got 50% loan-to-value ratio, and I'm not saying, Kiyosaki talks about leverage in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which most of us have read.
It's probably the first financial book I ever read.
Yeah, and it was the first one I read in 2019. It sat on the shelf for a year. I wish I'd read it a year earlier. But it talks about the fact that leverage is the thing that the wealthy use. They don't just go and pay everything in cash. Dave Ramsey is good for some people that can't control their money, and living from that basis is a good thing to get to. But it's still probably advantageous for them, depends on whether it's a psychological challenge of understanding or relating to money, that then they should start leveraging money later on when they've paid everything off, they've got to that ground zero again. Build the good habits, and the good habits will build on the other good habits.
What do you think the average Ahwatukee family is getting wrong right now in terms of real estate and investments and money?
I think, it's just not just America, but what I saw when I came here is there's a lot of people buying things they don't need with money they don't have to impress people they don't even like.
I love that.
Yeah.
Think about 2005 to 2008. How many boats turned up on driveways? How many new cars? How many new houses came on? And how many of those went away very quickly in 2009 when the shit hit the fan?
Yeah, right. Okay, so it's people living out of their means.
I would say that it's generally people living beyond their means.
Yeah.
And not planning for the future. They're always, and there's a British comedian called Jimmy Carr, always prioritize tomorrow. It's not about today, it's about tomorrow. It could be your kids. How you treat them today is going to affect how they are tomorrow.
For sure.
Being firmer with them today, creating the better habits for tomorrow is the priority, not, and same financially, is building the future today with today's decisions with tomorrow in mind.
Yeah, well, it's the parenting philosophy we subscribe to, which is the cost is always cheaper today.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah, because it just keeps getting more expensive the later and later that you go. All right, what do you got?
So I've got kind of a fun one, but really it's important to know this. What moment in your life forced you to stop chasing success and start redefining it?
That's a great question. Never heard that before. I think it comes along with redefining yourself, who you are and who you choose to be. I started working with a guy called Matthew Ferry in 2021, and he was transformed the way that I look at myself and life. I got divorced in 2010, and it was rough for many years. Co-parenting, financially, obligations, guilt, all the other kind of things that come along with parenting in a divorce situation. And I think working with Matthew is one of those things that one of the keys is being in acceptance of yourself and everything, not being in resistance to it. It's our opinion which is the source of our suffering. The source of the suffering could be, why did that asshole not use his blinker and cut me off on the freeway? He didn't subscribe to the rule that says I will use my blinker every time. That's in a logical rule that I'm holding somebody else accountable to. Where in life are we holding other people accountable to the rules that we think exist? That's up in here. Our drunk monkey, as Matthew calls him.
Yes.
And they got their own drunk monkey that, well, let's give the guy some grace. Maybe he was heading to the hospital to see his wife giving birth.
Right. Yeah, you never know what people are going through.
And by him doing that, maybe that saved us getting into a wreck that would have happened if we didn't get held back for 2.5 seconds further down the road.
And I always subscribe to the thought, too, that there are some manufacturers that just didn't put a blinker in cars, and so that's why they can't, just can't use it.
They were never taught. They were never taught this is what you do.
I will admit I've pointed out a couple of times to people that, you should go to the Mercedes dealer or the Tesla dealer. They didn't fit the working blinker for you. But that was many years ago.
You are into AI. This is something that I noticed on your website. I actually went to one of your platforms and I met Trystan AI.
Oh, fantastic.
And I was like, this is pretty interesting. So it's a voice-enabled AI clone. And so instead of wrestling spreadsheets, just ask these questions, and then your AI will kind of follow up. So you're clearly ahead of the curve on the AI thing. So it means you already have an AI alter ego that you've worked with. How can you put that simply for people to understand that? Because I believe, because I've heard a guy named Ben Lytle, who wrote The Potentialist, say that eventually all of us will have an AI alter ego. It'll be an app on our phone, and it will help us with all of the tasks in our day. So what do you know about AI that's allowed you to get hands-free and do some of these things that you offer?
As my friend Catherine, I think you're going to talk to her in a few weeks, she said, you need to have a relationship with AI. It's not just a tool. Because as soon as we treat anything as a tool, it's just something that we don't really engage with. It's more transactional than transformational.
Got it.
By creating the clone, I've uploaded a huge amount of information to it. It's learnt my voice from one of the stage speeches that I did. So it's pretty accurate on there. But it's just really important to embrace these things and use them as a tool which is not just a transaction, but something which is building up a bank of knowledge for you. Good friend of mine, Brad Hart, he's developing a platform at the moment which is going to decide which AI or SaaS, software as a service, application that it interacts with based on what you're asking it to do. So ChatGPT, for example, really good at research, not so good at forming copy or building documents. Claude, very good at writing the copy and different other skills. And there are many other tasks that it can do. But it's kind of like an old-fashioned switchboard, as you think. You pick up your phone, I was never that old. But, you pick up the phone and the lady will say, oh, who are you trying to call? Oh, 274 in Rochester, New York.
Right.
She'll plug into wherever it gets to link up to the next people. He's building something that will, almost instantaneously decide, I want to write a document on this with this information there, and it will go out and tell all the different tools, not just one tool, to go and pull the information, and then it'll have Claude or whatever the best tool for the job of writing the copy is to actually build the document.
So on his site, this what I was talking about is you can say, hey Trystan, I'm 49 with X amount of dollars in a 401k. What's my gap and 3 ways to close it? Or would Roth conversions or an SDIRA improve my after-tax outcome? And so you can just kind of ask all these basic questions, and it's fantastic because it's your knowledge.
Yeah.
And this is an area, not just in money, but I believe in medicine, this is going to take place. Where doctors are going to start uploading all of their stuff. And I do believe there's going to be a time where we will interact with the AI version of our doctor. And we'll still get the exact same care that we probably would have if we were right there in front of them.
If done well, it should be better because there are always blind spots that doctors have, or we all gain through life where we missed that class.
Yeah.
Or we missed an information, or we had a bias towards something because Aunt Mary had this medicine years ago and we're never going to recommend it, although we know it could fix the symptom.
Yes, right.
There are other things that it will be more generic, and if it might miss the fact that, and I trip over every Thursday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Well, the doctor thinks, well, what an idiot. But that could be tied to something else which is related, another database of information it can relate to, and says, that's actually a sign of this, and that together, if reviewed together, that could be something different than what is.
It's an exciting time, isn't it? It's an exciting time.
And it's the time to embrace it and not resist it. Again, let's accept it's there and leverage it for what we can use it for, and we don't condemn it. We don't condone it exactly, but we just take it on and embrace it, and we leverage whatever we can in an appropriate way.
As we wind down with you, Trystan, why did you write Midlife to Millions? Why was that such an important book for you to pen?
It was an important book for me. Having read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I knew that there was a way that we could convey in a similar way that Rich Dad was a parable. It wasn't a true story.
Sure.
There were some true events in there that were mixed in with some, let's call it fantasy or idealistic coaching for people to take them through to be relatable and understandable. That I'm in my mid-40s, well, late 40s now. How many people are divorced in their 40s? How many males are divorced in their 40s? They paid child support. They may have been taken to the cleaners. They may have lost half. They may have lost a proportion, but it certainly bucked the financial trajectory of their future and their retirement. And they've got 15 to 20 years left before the number of 65 is coming up. And it's a number that people rely on to retire. That could be the thing that, in the first question you ask, what is it that 65 is not retirement? Retirement
I don't
is when
see
you
that.
have residual income that removes the need to work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the distinction.
Game plan.
That's the game plan, and we need to have people understand when you get to 65, what is the median income for their, income level going to be? What is the cost of living going to be for somebody of their, cost of living?
Yeah.
What is the lifestyle they want to lead? Because now they've got an extra 40 to 50 hours free a week that they need to
do something.
Spend money on.
Spend money on,
And now they've doubled their cost of living potentially. If they're not careful. I mean, hopefully mortgage goes away, but if we leverage stuff as well, and we can move that into other places differently and understand and relate to money differently. That's why I started the podcast 3 years ago. Birth to Net Worth. We talk about people's first memory of money and how that shaped their initial relationship with it.
Yeah.
It could be scarcity, and it usually is scarcity.
Birth to net worth.
Birth to net worth.
I'll be adding that to the thing, huh?
So
I like that.
And it takes their stories of how they evolved their relationship with money, of reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or understanding how whole life insurance works. There's a huge tool. If people can, there's no reason why people can't do that if they're in good health. And it doesn't have to be you that insures you. If you're a 60-year-old smoker with heart disease, you've got a grandchild that's born 4 to 5 days, they're a viable life. You can insure that child's life. It's not his policy, it's your policy. It's based on them dying if it pays out, but it's not for the benefit of their death. It's for the benefit of the living ability to overfund the policy with cash value, and to be able to invest from that and have collateralized loans against that value to go and invest in different things.
I'm glad there's people like him.
I was going to say, very sophisticated. Call him and learn more about that.
Exactly.
You need to sit down.
Do you work with people? I mean, is that your business? So folks can reach out to you. We'll link to the website on our app. And then when do you expect Midlife to Millions to be released?
We're just kind of getting to the last kind of couple of chapters, so we'll start doing editing and make sure it follows the flow.
So 6 months or so before.
Yeah, probably 3 to 6 months.
Well, then let's get them back.
Okay.
Would you mind?
I would love to.
Yeah, well, when the book's out, let's come back and we'll talk a little bit more money. I mean, people are always fascinated by it. I'm completely fascinated by it. I have a terrible relationship with money, and one of the things I'm working on is stop saying that part, but like to redefine my relationship with money because of the way that I grew up. So I may take you out for coffee or something like that.
I would love that.
Okay, good stuff. Trystan, thank you very much for being on our show.
My absolute pleasure.
Yeah, man. So good to see you again, too. So how about this? When we come back, we're going to sit down with Anna Piña. She has a place called the Posh Revival.
It's it's like the women hangout of Ahwatukee.
Yeah.
It's when I can't wait to hear about it because I know nothing about it.
We'll see you in just a minute.
Divorce is never easy. It's emotional, uncertain, and deeply personal. That's why at Dueñas Eden Crevata, we start by listening.
Unlike large firms, we specifically limit our case size, so your case never gets lost. We guide you through divorce, custody, and property division with clarity and care. Some lawyers equate aggression with success. We know better. We lead with compassion, integrity, and unwavering advocacy, because protecting families requires more than a courtroom fight.
At Dueñas Eden Crevata, we're more than attorneys. We're your partners for tomorrow.
What makes Bellasette lingerie so unique? For starters, check out the vast selection and size range. Cups from A to K in styles like balcony, plunge, wireless, strapless, and more, including mastectomy and maternity bras. With superior customer service and free professional fittings, it's the go-to bra shop in the East Valley. Locally owned, with 2 locations in Ahwatukee and Gilbert. Check out our glowing reviews on Google and Yelp. Visit BellassetteLingerie.com to learn more.
Welcome back to segment number 3 of our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. This is episode 73. We're live inside the bunker, which is inside Foothills Golf Club.
Beautiful time of year here, too.
The course looks unbelievable.
Packed today. So
unbelievable.
Come on out.
Real quick, before we jump into our interview with Anna, thank you to Dueñas Eden and Crevata and Bellasette Lingerie. If you have not supported one of these 2 places yet, consider it. I think, they do a great job supporting us, and we always say to our viewers, be nice if you hit them back.
Yeah, and honestly, our supporters are some of the best if you watch the show, and you know that if you're around this area. So, hey, work with the best, and they support us.
Speaking of the best, Anna Piña, she runs the Posh Revival. I've not set foot in it, and after reading about it, I can't believe that I haven't set foot in this place before, because I'm my whole family's a thrifter. We love thrifting. We love getting in, and that's kind of what you do, right? Upscale, high quality, gently used designer clothing and accessories.
And you're a fashionista. Yeah. Admit to it, you're a fashionista.
I am a little bit of a fashionista. I mean, well, look, maybe not today. I got my Carhartt flannel on, but
still looks good.
What I would notice, I was doing a little homework on you, and back in the day, the New Times did a review on you. Remember this?
A few months ago.
Was it just a few months ago?
Yes, because we just opened in March.
Okay. So it's not a few years ago. I didn't look at to see what the date was, but it didn't look brand new like yesterday. And it says, nestled in the back of an unassuming strip mall in Ahwatukee Foothills is a frugal fashionista's dream.
Oh.
That's some good writing right there.
I know. That just gave me chills. I can't believe they're talking about my store.
You might spot Anthropologie, Halston, Trina Turk dresses, or you can pick up a cute Athleta, Abercrombie & Fitch, Banana, J. Crew, Lululemon workout gear, designer bags of all sizes from Coach to Louis Vuitton. You can even snag some Tiffany jewelry and high-end sunglasses that won't cost you a car payment. This is a very favorable review for your spot.
I was so surprised and so honored, and just like the little 16-year-old in me that has dreamt of this store was freaking out, you guys. Like, I was just, like, I still get chills when I hear it.
Good.
So you just opened up the doors when?
First weekend in March.
Oh, my goodness
Going the
gracious.
first year, which, I mean, it's coming on.
It is.
A quick year, right?
Yes, very quick. So fast.
How are things going?
Good. I mean, I think for as, short time frame as it's been very successful.
Awesome.
We had a very sleepy summer, but that's not
Everybody
uncommon
does.
here. But it felt really long.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Right. But I mean, it's been great.
Yeah.
We've had wonderful reviews and so many customers that come back and who are friends now, who literally are texting me good luck because they have my phone number.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's everything and more that I could have dreamed
Did you
of.
do something in a former life, and then you said, you know what, I'm all in on this thing, and I'm walking away from that, and I'm doing this? Or what's the story? What's the Anna story?
So I grew up a thrifter with my grandmother and my mom.
Yeah.
Our family loves to dress up, but we didn't have a lot of money. They were very working class, but they believed in looking your best and, kind of fake it till you make it, I guess, if you will. My grandmother was gorgeous, and her role model was Elizabeth Taylor. So
There
you
it
can
is.
only imagine she just looked amazing.
Head to toe.
So that's just kind of how I was raised. You always walk out looking your best, no matter what. But my mother owned a bridal shop when I was in high school, and I spent a lot of time there. But in my mind, I didn't want a bridal shop. I wanted a really colorful, girly, fancy-looking shop, but it was resale. And that's just what I always dreamt of, right down to, the velvet chairs and the gold fixtures and the music I would play, and just being able to go to work every day wearing whatever I wanted, no dress code, just whatever. So always wanted that. I was diagnosed with cancer in college.
In college?
I saw that.
Yes.
19. She beat
At
cancer
19.
at 19.
Wow.
At 19, I was diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer. It's called Ewing sarcoma. Has a very high mortality rate. So I,
Well, good for you for kicking
yeah,
cancer's ass.
I kept as positive a mind as I could, but I mean, I really thought this might be it, guys.
Yeah, right, right.
Sounds serious.
So it was a year of chemo, very aggressive, so aggressive that I wasn't supposed to be able to conceive or have children. So it just kind of changed. Well, once I beat it, and I was like, okay, well, here I am. I don't know what I want to do with my life anymore. It just changed everything. Well, God had other plans, and not even a year out, at 21, I was pregnant.
There it is.
And I had a beautiful, very large baby boy. So that was miracle number one. Then I now have 5 children.
Wow.
So, I went through that. I got married. I had babies.
Yeah.
And I always worked around their schedules.
Sure,
whatever.
sure.
Office jobs, medical jobs.
Yeah.
But I still always dreamt of this. And I still thrifted. And every time I'd go thrifting and I'd find something fantastic that wasn't my size or my style, but I would think, God, this would go in my store. Or my daughter would say, how do you even find these things? I'm like, I don't know. It's like they call to me.
Yes.
It's like a magnet. I don't know.
Yeah.
So many, many jobs later, this came to fruition. Our 3 of our 5 kids are now adults.
Okay.
And off in college and doing their own life. My oldest is an electrician. He just turned 24. I have 19-year-old twins that are sophomores at ASU.
Oh, wow.
They don't need me as much. Still have 2 littles, but It's a little more manageable.
Yeah.
And my husband.
When you go from 5 to 2, it must feel like, oh.
It feels like a breeze, you know.
Right.
But we keep them
Yeah,
really
they'll be
involved,
fine.
so it's still a lot. But
Yeah.
we kind of traded roles. I am doing this, and I'm working all the time. And my husband is a stay-at-home dad right now.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Probably loving that too.
So he went from, the financial advisor world and all these crazy things to now he's driving everyone to practice and making sure my dinner's ready when I get home.
Yeah, I'm sure he loves that.
So cool.
No, but he works with the business as well. He's my numbers guy. He does the accounting. I don't math very well.
Yeah.
So I leave that to him.
You and me both, girl.
Yeah, no.
So I've got a question on this. So you got
Great
this
story.
dream. You build the Posh Revival. Where, has this always been the name? I always want to know about names. Where'd the name come from?
So the name, I think we went through like 12 names. And, right
You
away.
remember some of the early ones?
So my last name's Piña, right? Which means
Okay.
pineapple in Spanish. So I kind of toyed with the idea of mixing that in there somewhere. My personal Instagram handle is Pineapple Whimsy. And I always liked that name, but there's already a store called that somewhere in the world.
Oh, interesting.
And
Of course.
Yeah, and I went through like 12 or 15 that I really liked, but they were already LLC'd in some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
And we were playing with certain words. We both liked Posh. We both liked Revival. There were a few other ones, like involving cashmere, trying to think luxury. And then I said, what do you think of the Posh Revival? And my husband's like, I like it. So I'm like, crap, hang on. So I Googled it, and nothing came up. I was like, that's it. Hurry up. Like, fill out the forms.
That's what it's for.
But that's what we came up with, and I really love it. I think it just worked out well.
Okay.
And do a quick follow-up to what do you want? Okay, the Posh Revival, you got the name. What do you want women to feel the second they walk through your door?
I want them to feel welcome, first of all. I think you don't get a whole lot of personalized customer service in businesses anymore, especially shops. I want them to feel like they're at their friend's house. You're going to your friend's house, and she has an amazing closet, and you're going to go and find your next favorite thing, and you're going to walk out with something that makes you feel so good. Like, I know when I put on an outfit I love, I walk out feeling like I got this.
Well, you look fabulous in purple.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's good
bling
color.
looks nice.
My mom just gave this to me. Isn't
Really?
it pretty?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, for those of us that have not been in there, give us some imagery when you walk into the store. What is it laid out like?
So I wanted it to feel like you're in an upscale boutique. So I still want the affordable resale prices. I want it to be the high-end elegance and well-made clothing that is flattering on a woman. But I want it to be really fun. And in my head, I never said this to anyone because they probably wouldn't understand it. They think I was crazy. But I wanted it to look like Vivienne Westwood and Mick Jagger had a baby.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's in your head.
So a
I'll
little
tell ya.
glamour, a little rock and roll, a little pop of,
flair.
Yeah.
Pizzazz.
Well, and probably one of the best compliments that the New Times article gives her at the very end. They say, best of all, everything is clean, in excellent condition, and there's no weird thrift store smell.
Ooh.
So that is a huge thing. That is a huge
Yes.
thing. Because you walk into some of these thrift stores and it's like, it just hits you.
Right.
And I don't know what that smell is, but how have you
I
avoided
don't know
it?
what it is either.
It's old, like the smell of old. Like people storing things.
Sure. Maybe.
Yeah. So I've always make sure everything's clean.
Okay.
If it doesn't come in super clean, then I wash it, I launder it. But that's my only real requirement. I don't care if it's brought in on hangers or bags. I just want it to be clean.
Got it.
I'll iron it, I'll steam it, but it needs to be clean.
Okay.
So that helps a lot. And I've played with a lot of scents because I kind of wanted a signature scent.
Certainly.
And I've finally found one. I have a candle that's called Sparkling Mimosa, and everyone raves about it.
That's it.
Like the second they come in, they're like, what is that?
So circle it, go in, smell it, buy it.
Yes. And I always have good music on, and it's just a whole vibe. I want it to
Okay.
feel good. I want it to be a place where I want to shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So how does the operation work? Do you buy clothes from people? Is it more like consignment
It's
or
both.
Both.
Yes. So when we started, I had just a small fraction of what we have now. It was mainly my things and my daughter's things, my mother-in-law, mine, and a few things I'd sourced. But I mean, it was maybe a third of what I have now. And I originally had 2 days off because I thought I needed a day during the week to go source and then 1 day off for myself. We filled up in the first 2 weeks, which was wild. It just filled up. I was telling my husband, build more racks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say no to these things.
No.
But it did get to a point where I had to put a hold on buying things. But yeah, we buy and we consign.
Okay.
And people bring me the most beautiful things, and I have the best job ever.
Give me some examples of some of the cool stuff that's in the store right now that you're like, I can't believe that hasn't sold yet.
Okay, my own personal wish list items.
Let's go. That's what I want.
So there is the most gorgeous gray and silver metal YSL bag. Do we know?
I don't know what that. Why?
Saint Laurent. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
very
Okay.
high end. That bag is gorgeous. I think it was worn once.
Like brand new, pretty much.
I mean, pretty much brand new. It's like perfect.
How much do these bags cost?
That one is probably one of our most expensive ones. That one, it might be $3,200.
Okay. All right,
then,
so it's high. It's high.
That is.
It's
But then
highbrow.
we also have, Poach.
Yeah,
that
sure.
is in excellent condition for, $40 to $70.
Right.
And then there's the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci. I showed you my glasses.
I love the
earlier.
Gucci glasses.
You have, it's all good, but a wide range from some of more of the luxury, more expensive to some.
But there's something everyone can afford. There's
Affordable.
Banana Republic and Ann Taylor, and then there's Fendi and Chanel. I mean, it's all excellent.
And
it's all
ladies,
designer.
this is in our backyard.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, where is the shop exactly?
It is on the southwest corner of 32nd Street in Chandler.
Okay.
It's by UPS and Pizza Hut.
I know.
Across the street from Dutch Bros.
Yes.
And Goodwill.
Yeah.
By the the pet store.
Yes,
Yes.
by the veterinarian.
The veterinarian.
Yeah.
He's right there on the corner.
Pet resort. Yeah.
We're right there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, I can't wait to stop by and see it.
I got
Yes,
a
please do.
question
It'd be so cool.
regarding women, I guess, in shopping there. What's the most common confidence mistake you see women making with their wardrobes?
Wearing something because it's trendy.
Oh.
It doesn't really fit their type or their personality or anything.
Well, I mean, it might look okay in them, but if you don't actually feel good in it and feel confident in
Yes.
it shows. So wear what you like. Don't follow a trend. Just wear what is organic to you and when flatters you and makes you feel good. Because if you're tugging and you're like, this doesn't look great, I didn't pick this, you're not going to feel good.
And I've got to follow up on this. I was going to ask this after, but it's kind of along this line. What's the one piece in your closet that you would never sell, and what does it say about you?
Let me think. I don't have a very big attachment to things like that. I love them, but I'm okay letting it go and getting something new. I would say the only thing that I would keep is things that have been gifted to me by my mom.
Yes.
Or that like there's jewelry
Sentimental
that was
value.
my grandmother's that my mom passed to me. There's a beautiful Louis Vuitton bag that my mom gave me. She bought it for me resale and gave it to me on Mother's Day years back. I will never part with that because
There you go.
Do you have something in your closet you'll never part with?
I'm sentimental. I'm things that are sentimental. So I actually have a lot of my old jerseys. I have my old DV coaching stuff.
Oh, really?
I have like a whole stuff of like my old high school baseball jacket.
Okay.
I mean, I keep stuff,
Yeah.
and I would never. I mean, I just keep it so I can move it from house to house. It's like I don't think anything like this shirt or that shirt. Like,
Yeah.
I love this shirt. More this, like you said, the sentimental stuff.
Sentimental stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
And jewelry. That's what my answer would be too.
Well,
Like,
listen,
there's no clothes
And I
that
busted this out on other shows. I got this. My parents got me this for my 22nd birthday, and we were on a trip, and it was so sentimental. I would never sell this.
Right. Yeah, it's
Hopefully, yeah.
what it is for most
Yeah.
people. I think jewelry is
Yep.
one of those
Yeah.
things, and handbags to a
Yeah.
degree, right?
Yeah, I still have a set. It's a necklace and a ring that my mom gave me for my 15th birthday when I was going to have a quinceañera. And she had this beautiful heart diamond necklace made for me. It was supposed to have 15 hearts, but the jeweler messed up and did 16, which I was not mad about.
Yeah, got an extra one.
But I mean, I don't wear it. It's very young for me, but I'll never part with it.
Yeah.
It's
What about you, Mr. Fashionista? You got to have something in your closet.
No,
You-
not from a clothing or shoe perspective. A couple of pieces of jewelry, right? Like, I have some cufflinks that my in-laws gave me for my wedding.
Okay.
That are like nice Tiffany cufflinks that I'll never part with. So probably just stuff like that.
So we're all on the
Jewelry.
same lines. Things that mean
something.
thing. Yeah.
yes.
I
for
wanted
sure.
to ask. So we're sitting down with Anna, by the way, who runs the Posh Revival, and you have something on your in this article that was mentioned called the Sip and Shop.
Yes.
Okay, so follow her on social media. What's the social media account?
It's at the Posh Revival.
Okay.
And we're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
What is a sip and shop? I mean, I think I understand it, but walk us through the experience.
It's like everything you want in a store.
Yeah.
So I'll usually do from 3 to 6 when I do it, and I'll have complimentary wine, champagne, sometimes snacks. Music is a little louder, and there's a discount at the at checkout, and you just shop and
Make it
sip
fun.
your champagne
Yeah.
or water or soda, whatever it is you want.
Sounds cool.
It is. It's such a big difference between men and women when they shop.
I know, we don't-
like most guys are like, I need the thing. I beeline for it. I grab it.
Yeah,
and I'm out of the store.
Or can you pick it up for me?
Yeah,
And somebody, I
right.
don't even want to get there.
And women really do. I mean, stereotypically, really do kind of enjoy the experience.
They like to
of,
hold
like,
it.
be there
They-
with
they-
my friends,
yeah.
and let me try this on, and tell me what I look like in it, and making it more of an event. I think guys could learn from that because
Yeah.
look at the way men dress and look at the way women dress.
You know, we had to hook up with Anna is Deanna Dupree.
Oh,
She
my
does
goodness,
women
great
remakes.
idea.
And she actually took
Really?
me to Nordstrom Rack, and she does it for everybody. And she picked out some things. That's what she does. She should add the Posh Revival.
And she
I'm
just
gonna
needs to
connect
go
them.
to the store.
Yes.
She would love it.
Yes, I gotta
Okay.
hook
I
you up
would
with
love
Deanna.
that.
We'll make that go.
Shout out to Deanna. I know she's a fan. So
Yeah, we'll make
I'm
that
gonna hook
go.
you guys up.
I love
What is
it.
the hope for the Posh Revival? Is that you just get to be this great store that thrives in our great little community, or do you hope to open up one in Old Town Scottsdale and Cave Creek and some of these other areas where you could probably thrive as well?
I first and foremost want this to be a big women's hub. Yes, thank you. I love it. I love that my customers will come in just to say hi and like chill and talk to me about what they did over the weekend, or show me the wedding pictures from their daughter's wedding that I knew they were going to. I have customers that will literally text me pictures. Look what I got to match those shoes, or look what what
so
do you
cool.
think? Does this go with that? And I love that they're friends. It's like a sisterhood.
Who's a fan? Melisha told me, by the way.
Oh, I love
Melisha. Melisha's like,
Melisha.
oh, I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I go, we have Anna on from Posh Revival. She goes, I love that store.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
like-
amazing. I love her.
So,
And the other people we have to introduce too, like almost the entire women's network that we know.
I know.
Oh, and you
like
had
100
Sammy
women who
on
care.
not too
Yeah, we had
long
Sammy.
ago.
Yeah. Sammy
She's
was
a fan.
on.
She's a fan.
Sammy
customer?
messaged me that morning, was like, I have a fashion emergency. I'm going to do this podcast, and I need help with
Oh,
clothes.
so you did her up?
Yeah, she bought her outfit.
Awesome.
That
She looked
day.
great. She looked great. You guys
did.
can see it for yourself.
Sammy
She
looks
looked
good
great.
in everything,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, she's the fitness girl.
No.
Oh, Sammy, the one who
Sammy's-
writes.
Yes, and she does. You connected with that.
Yeah.
and she does the charity.
She's
with
The
her son.
awesome.
charity and then
Yeah.
all the cardio stuff
Yeah,
that she
she's
started
great.
with. I know, she's
Her and
amazing.
I have created a little dialogue
That's
on the
right.
side because of what her
She's
specialty
great.
is. She is awesome.
But I would love to open a second location somewhere on maybe, I don't know, Chandler or Mesa. I want to kind of stay on this side of town,
East side
stay
of
close
town.
to my kids.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, good idea.
But, that's in the future. Right now, I'm more interested in growing this one.
Let's build this one
Expanding.
first.
Ramp
right.
up the hub.
Yes.
What days are you open? What hours are you open?
All the time.
Yeah, I know. It feels that way, right?
It's I'm closed Mondays, but Tuesday through Saturday I'm 10 to 6, and Sundays 11 to 4.
Oh, okay. So you can get to them on the weekends as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for
Thank
jumping on our
you.
pod and
Lot of
having a little
fun.
fun with us.
Thank you,
I
guys.
can't wait to stop by and just
Matthew
see what
can't
it's
wait
all
to-
about.
I wish I had, a girlfriend or wife to stop by. I think it'd
You
be
got
a
a
little
daughter,
weird.
bro. You
A
got your daughter. Bring your
Yeah, but
daughter.
She would never take it. She would not let me shop for her at this point. I
She would
bring
let you
her-
pay
Gift
for it.
certificates.
I
We
would let-
have
well,
She
gift
would let you pay
certificates.
for
Yeah,
it.
she would let me pay for it.
Oh.
I don't know if she would let me go.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 20.
Oh, she would love it. My daughter's 19.
All right, I'm gonna send her over
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
for me going, I'm saying for me shopping, I don't think I would go there. I will in the future once I
You can stop in
once I
and
get
say
that
hi.
special someone.
Are you always working, or do you have a staff?
I am all of it right now.
You are all of it.
Yes.
Okay. So right now, nobody's at the store.
Right now, I closed just to come chat with you guys.
Wow, I
that's
love
so
that.
sweet. Thank you.
That's the old-fashioned way we used to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Anna.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
this
good
was
to
so
meet-
fun.
Yeah,
So good to meet the
congratulations
pineapple.
and good luck.
Yeah.
Best
Yes,
keep
the pineapple.
keep working hard. It sounds like that
Thank you.
enthusiasm, the fun that you're having, that's going to carry you all the way where you're going. Trust me.
It
I've
does.
seen it, yeah.
I'm so tired, but I love it. Like,
Yeah.
I can't complain.
If you love what you do and you're having fun, I mean, that's at the
It's
end of the
everything.
day, it's everything. It is.
All right. Well, look, to everybody who took a chance on us today and watched our episode, we appreciate it. Thanks again to Trystan and Jay for stopping by, and, of course, Anna. And thanks again to Bella Set Lingerie and Dwena Seed and Cravata, the Tutor Doctor, Coulter Infinity, Vero Pizza.
List getting
and
longer,
Amy
which we love it.
Richardson's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. Well, we have to have people along for the ride. I mean, she can't keep the store open if people don't buy anything.
Exactly.
Same goes
This is
for us.
true.
Right.
And a little quick shout out, Melisha, though, Von Hansen
Yes.
is sponsoring our Chandler show. She lives in Ahwatukee, so
That's right.
one of our sponsors lives in town and a fan.
Melicia's killing
yeah.
it right now.
I know, I
She
love
just
it.
got written up in the
I'm-
Ahwatukee
I'm-
Foothills.
She's
I mean, how many
everywhere.
more awards can she get? I mean, bring them on. I'm sure she's saying bring them on.
She
I
deserves
know.
all of them.
And go get a twice baked potato from
yes.
Von Hansen's because it's
Or
amazing.
some of that
Sounds
beef jerky, right,
unbelievable.
Max?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that place. It's so good.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time for our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. Take care.
Good night.